Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's go see what's in the fridge today, guys. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from SingleCut Beersmiths. These guys are up in New York. This is their Harry Doesn't Mind Double IPA. This thing's coming in at 8%, and they used to date the side of this thing, and I'm not seeing it on this one. Unless they've changed where they're putting the date on them now. They used to put the month and the day on here, but not the year. But now they've gone to a stamp on the bottom. All right. 5/10/17. On the top of it says, rent this space. And then it's got the date, 5/10/17. Today is the 10th of June, so it's exactly 1 month old today. This was sent to me by my brother Rico. Thanks again, Brother Rico. I do appreciate all the wonderful beers that you send me. Can't wait for you to come back down and spend a little time with us. He writes on his note, Harry doesn't mind 8% with a whopping 120 IBUs according to Untapped. Big IBUs for this beer. Purchased last week for $6.50, also sold in 4-packs. He gives me the canned on date, which I just read to you, from the brewery's official site. The first in a series of IPAs brewed using a different ale yeast than their usual house strain. And he writes here, stone fruit, bright citrus, aromatics, milled with full, soft mouthfeel, delicious balance for incredibly smooth experience. So, the SingleCut Beersmiths do some awful tasty beers. They do their plain Jane silver can with a wrap-on, stick-on label. They concentrate on putting the quality ingredients inside the can instead of spending a lot of money on high-dollar graphic printed up cans, because these end up in the recycling bin or the trash can. So I don't know, unless they're trying to appeal some of the other breweries that print up like the one we did yesterday from Pipeworks. A lot of people save those cans that have that fancy graphic artwork. I do not, so it's useless to me. So let's get on with this. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. We've got the ABV, we got the IBUs, we got the canned on date. We know it's a double or imperial IPA at 8%, so let's get it on. Let me pop a top on this bad boy. Big 16-ounce can. And pour it into the glass here. And I will tell you the cuisine is barbecue. The cheeses are peppery, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp, blue, cheddar, your stronger pungent cheeses. And the meat is game, grilled meat, and salmon. Glassware snifter, tulip, oversized wine glass. And here, Beer Advocate says anything over 8%. They say you can cellar it, but you wouldn't want to do that on this beer, guys. Don't cellar your IPAs or double IPAs. You'll regret it unless you want a malty mess. Alright, over into the over into the light. Very cloudy up here. Looks like an unfiltered beer. Even down on the bottom part, it's a little lighter, but it is kind of cloudy down there too. So it looks like an unfiltered beer, guys. Doesn't look like a juice bomb, but it looks like an unfiltered beer. So let's get a nose to it. Very citrusy, guys. Stone fruit, apricots, peaches. A lot of lighter fruit notes on this one. Maybe some passion fruit. Very tropical in nature. Well, let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Oh man, that's delicious. And for 120 IBUs, not getting a whole lot of super bitterness. Seems to be balanced pretty well. So evidently they had enough sweet malt that they needed to have 120 IBUs to balance the beer out. If they had done 70 IBUs, it may have been overly sweet. That's super light tasting. A lot of lighter fruit notes in there. Maybe even some pears or apples. Light fruit, not dark fruit or anything like that. Well, that is very, very pleasant. Let's get the last bit out of the can in here in case we've got some pulpy goodness in there. It's going to change the appearance or taste. And it doesn't look like it did. So we didn't have a whole lot of stuff that settled to the bottom of the can, evidently. Very good looking beer. Definitely an unfiltered beer, in my opinion. Wow. Super light, crisp, and refreshing for an 8%er. Very delicious. I'm going to have to hit this thing one more time. Wow. Very easy drinking for an 8%. Usually I can tell by the malt or the hops, whether it's a double IPA or an imperial IPA, because it has quite a different characteristics to me. This drinks like a regular IPA. Very light, not super bitter, not a heavy malt bill where I can taste that heavier malt. This drinks like a 6.5 to 7%, not an 8%. So, well, let me let her taste it, sip on it for just a little bit, and we'll come back and do the final chug. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. A very tasty beer, guys. I'm very surprised the IBUs are 120 with what I'm tasting here in front of me. Seems to be very, very well balanced. Doesn't seem to be bitter at all to me. Now, if I'd had this 6 years ago, I may find it super bitter, but right now, where my palate is right now, it doesn't seem to be very bitter at all. I'm not detecting that 120 IBUs. Very citrusy, a lot of light tropical fruit notes. Very damn tasty. Final chug. Excellent, well-made beer, guys. Now they're putting a canned on date on the bottom and not writing the month and the day and not the year. That's what they were doing before, not putting a year on it. Now we got the month, day, and a year stamped on the bottom of it. Excellent. I'm glad they've done that, because these beers are bought up and set and traded, and now we know by looking at the bottom of the can when exactly this beer, month, day, and a year is on there. So, A beer for me, guys. As far as I'm concerned, 95, right down the middle of the A category. Let's run over to Beer Advocate, and Beer Advocate says it's 93, outstanding. I think it's a tad better than a 93. It is an outstanding beer, though. And final check-in, we'll run over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.14 in their A category also, guys. So, A beer all around, definitely worth picking up if you can get your hands on it. And if you want to trade, you're going to know how old the beer is and how long it's been in the can. So, I think that's a great thing that they're doing now. Absolutely excellent. Like I said, 2 thumbs up to those guys at SingleCut for getting that dating machine and stamping month, day, and year on it now. So it's just a month and a day. So you know what year it is. In case somebody just sits on it for a while and then wants to trade it because it's an old beer, then you end up with the old beer that you traded for. You know, because before you didn't know what year it was done. So now we do. So if you've had this from SingleCut Brewing, or Beersmiths, they call themselves, Harry Doesn't Mind, Double IPA or Imperial IPA, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in that fridge.